Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share about how to actually own a condo with a combined income of only $8,000. So many people assume that actually owning a condo you have to both combine with, for example, your husband and wife, right? You have to combine and make a minimum of a 5-figure a month. But let me show you how recently I actually helped this couple upgrade from their BTO to a condo with just a combined income of 8,000. So they actually sold their Bukit Batok BTO 4-room at 648,000. They have an outstanding loan of 130k. Husband CPF refund 120k. Wife CPF refund is about 150,000. So 645 minus away outstanding loan, minus away both their CPF refund, leaving them with a cash proceeds of 248,000. They are also looking to buy back into the Bukit Batok area, so they actually bought a condo in Bukit Batok, a resale condo for 1.3 million. Right? For 1.3 million, the 25% down payment is 325k. Buyer stamp duty is about 36.6k. So these two adds up to 361.6 thousand. So husband CPF in total, previously there was a CPF refund of 120k. And he actually has some remaining amount in his CPF OA, which is 40k. This adds up to 160k. Similarly for the wife, 150k refund, and there is a balance of 60k in the CPF. So that adds up to about 210,000. So for them, right, combined income of 8,000, they are able to get a maximum loan of 922,000. But just take a look over here. 75% of 1.3k is actually 975k. So for them, there is a loan shortfall of 53,000. So now we will take a look at the total outlay that they will need. So they will need this stamp duty amount plus the 25% down payment amount and plus their loan shortfall. So over here, right, you can see 361.6 plus the loan shortfall. Then you minus away the amount of CPF that they are able to use over here. That leaves them with 44.6 thousand. So they actually have to top up 44.6 thousand in cash. So not forgetting, right, previously I told you they have a cash proceeds of 248,000. So over here they can comfortably afford the 44.6k shortfall, and they still have a remaining cash of 203,000. So this 203,000 leaves them very comfortably with the budget to do a full renovation for their condo, and also gives them a safety net of easily 2 to 3 years if, let's say, both of them gets unemployed. So next I'll be sharing why do people want to upgrade, or why do people want to sell when their flat gets MOP. So let's compare. For condo, right, it's basically split into new launch or resale. So today, if the new launch in your area is selling for 2.5 thousand PSF, usually the resale around the area, right, will not be as high as 2.5. Probably I would say 2k PSF. This is just an example. So for a 1,000 square feet, you'll be looking at 2.5 million to buy a new launch and a 2 million to buy a resale. So over here you can see that there's a price gap of 500k. Essentially, why will resale condo make money? So eventually when this new launch TOP, naturally the owners will be wanting to sell for a higher price, correct? They bought for 2.5k PSF. They'll be looking to sell at 2.7, 2.8, 2.9k. Once the units get TOP, units start moving in the market, they'll be selling for probably, let's say, 2.8 million. This is where you will see the resale market, the older units moving also. So now instead of selling for 2 mil, they can easily sell maybe 2.3 mil. They will still be cheaper than the new launch prices. So for condo, right, this is how it works. So basically when the new launch moves, the new launch get higher and higher in terms of the price quantum. That's where the resale will also slowly try to move up. So now we will talk about HDB instead. So HDB, they are able to sell after 5 years MOP. So for Bukit Batok now, averagely a 4-room flat, we are transacting between 600 to 650. This is the average. So this is when they hit their 5 years MOP. But however, if you are aware or you are staying in the West and you happen to know that actually Bukit Batok there is a lot of different clusters. So yes, that's correct. So at different year, right, like this year there is a plot that MOP, next year there will be going to be another plot, and the following year there will going to be another 1,000 over units that is going to MOP. So today your unit is 5 years old. only, you are able to command this price. So this is in 2025. So in another year, 2026 or maybe 2027, how old is your flat going to be? It will be 6 to 7 years old already. But there will be fresh new 5 years MOP units out in the market. So when a 5 years MOP unit out in the market, they will benchmark against what the neighbors are selling previously. So your cluster happens to be the neighbor because you are the cluster that hit their 5 years MOP recently and is transacting at 600 to 650. So naturally for them, right, they will try to benchmark against you, and they'll be probably selling around 600 to 650k also. So when the fresh 5 years MOP, they are selling 600 to 650, and yours is becoming maybe like 6 years old, 7 years old, or 8 years old, right? And you are all within the same area, just different cluster, right? So if you are a buyer today, will you be more interested to look at the newer units, or you will be looking for an older unit? Actually, to be very frank, nowadays the BTO layout is more or less about the same, unless you are comparing with those like 20 over, 30 over years resale HDB. Then there will be a lot of different type of layout. But nowadays, I would say BTO, their template or the way they build the floor plan is actually all more or less the same. If you are actually looking at the same area, just Bukit Batok area, and maybe across the other street is another cluster, you are all in the same area. So what makes your unit stand out when you are 6 to 7 years old? So naturally, when buyers, they are actually looking to buy into that area, right? If I'm the buyer, I will definitely look at the newer unit, so the freshly MOP units. So what happens to these 6-7 years old one? If you want to sell, naturally you have to lower down your price a little bit. I would say probably you will see people accepting this kind of range, 650 to 620k kind of range, because actually you have no other advantage against this 5 years MOP unit. The only thing you can do is you will have to reduce your price a little bit. So this is actually how HDB works. It's very different from how condo resale units react in the market. Condo, they will actually benchmark with the newer units and try to catch up to their price. But for HDB, it's slightly different. For example, your next plot just got MOP, right? So naturally, it will affect your price. It will bring down your price a little bit. If you are talking about those areas whereby, you are the only cluster of BTO, surrounding everybody around you is about 20 years old HDB. For those, right, is very clear cut. You don't have to compare. You have no competition. Whatever price that you are commanding now, the price will likely hold for a few years. But for those areas which is very populated with newer BTO, right, those are the places that will have to take note of this. So for example, now what I can think offhand will be Bukit Batok. After all of them slowly start to MOP already, then Tengah, which is just right across them, there will be a lot of clusters coming up also, waiting for their MOP, because now they are slowly getting their keys. Some even moved in already since last year. And Tampines is also one of it. If you happen to drive past Tampines, right, you can see actually the newer side of the Tampines, there are a lot of BTO, and many people are actually staying in already. Down the road, 1-2 years later, right, you will start to see a lot of supply coming into the market in Tampines also. And different cluster, right, they will actually MOP on different year. Actually just 1 year after another, or probably just a few months gap. So then when competition gets higher, right, that's where you will see more and more of the HDB owners who are really genuine sellers, right, they will try to adjust their price a little bit downwards if you happen not to be the fresh 5 years MOP unit. So if you are still sitting on the fence thinking if you should upgrade, right, not necessary to the private sector, maybe you still like HDB, right, there are still ways to work around it. So basically is like the HDB introducing the standard plus and the prime HDB estate, right? So we can work around all these different areas and see actually what will appeal to most people in future, right? Because some of the areas they will be expecting 10 years MOP, things like that. So today, you as a homeowner, what move should you make in order to secure your asset value? Whether you should upgrade, or whether you should move to somewhere more central, or whether you should move to somewhere with more amenities, things like that. So if you are interested to find out more, feel free to reach out to me, scan on my QR, and I'll get in touch with you. If you like my content, please help to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.